Why do friendships fade as we get older? Do you have a friend that you were super close with and then now you barely talk and don't know what's going on with them and it just kind of happened? I am very curious because I feel like I am on that table. I was going through some pictures, old pictures, while cleaning up, and I ran into this picture of me and a very close friend of mine. This is like circa maybe high school through college. We didn't go to the same high school, we didn't go to the same college, but we knew each other around that period. And we were super close, like really, really close. And now we barely, maybe Happy New Year every 2 years. You know what I mean? And I got to thinking, I was looking at that picture and I sat there and I was like, wow, like what happened? Like, how did it happen? Like, was it a gradual process? I was trying to, like, in my mind, ask myself, like, was it a gradual process that, or I feel like I'm partially to blame because I used to be super outgoing and, life happens and I kind of just became more reclusive. Like I kind of don't go out as much as I used to. I don't socialize as much as I used to. Like to get me out of to get me to socialize is hard. Whereas I was the complete opposite, way back when, like after college, I was like 10 p.m. Thursday to Sunday we're partying, and now it's like you call me at 10 p.m. chances are you will get my voicemail because I'm already asleep. So could it be that the reason friendships grow apart is because maybe lifestyle changes? I know that there are some instances that could be political beliefs or religious beliefs because as people grow, new ideas form, right? So maybe, they form new ideas that don't align with yours. What is it that has made you and a very close friend not be very close anymore? And I think as we also get older, family, people start having kids and less time for, friendships. But then I've seen some people that, I know a lady, she has a friend group and she has kids and they have kids and they're so good with that friend group thing. Like they're good with like keeping, like if you go to any of their kids' birthday parties or whatever it is, their friend group is always there. So they're so good with keeping their friendship together. But then again, I don't know where they met. So maybe they're work friends. I don't know. I didn't ask. So that could be it too. But also maybe some are old friends. And I also think like, I think maybe what we have in common plays a role. Like, some people culturally, like let's say for instance, you're from a certain area, you're from a certain area in California. Like let's say you're from Compton and they're from Compton and you guys are going to be friends forever because you grew up in the same area. And then the one that baffles me are childhood friends that like, they were friends from childhood to like college and then boom, they're strangers. I have a very close friend of mine that I have not met his kids. We used to be super close. Like we were like super close to the point they called him my brother. And now he has kids who are like 10, 11, I don't know. And he has like 3 or 4 kids now. I don't even know. Like I saw that he had an extra kid. I was like, wait, when did he have? And the kid is not a baby. She's probably like 8, 9, 10. I don't know. You know what I mean? And I'm like, when did this happen? And if you see how close we were, you would have never guessed that he would, I would not be, or he would not be involved in my life and I would not be involved in his life. And golly, can I get godmother? No kidding. You know what I mean? So I wonder about that. Like at what point do you just kind of drift apart? Because I feel like with that friendship, that's what we did. We drifted apart, it'll go from like talking every day to talking once a week to talking once a month and then once a year, then once every 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then boom, you're just seeing each other on social media. Another thing, speaking of social media, do you think social media actually plays a big role in ruining friendships? Like people are so comfortable with watching what, their old close friends do on social media that to place a phone call is like, I'm keeping up with you through IG. You know what I mean? Versus actually seeing each other in person, sitting there and talking to each other, catching up in person, creating memories in person. We're just like watching each other on social media. It's crazy. Yeah, so what is it about friendships that just kind of fizzle out for some people? And I commend people that have had lifelong friendships and have maintained. I do have a few of those. I have, one of my very close friends, me and him, we've been friends since I was 13, and we're still very close friends, even though he annoys the heck out of me, Victor. I have to call him out because he does annoy me. But yeah, I've been friends with him since I was 13 years old, and we've just kind of done life. We've done life together. And there are other friends like that I've been friends with forever. But then there's some friends that I kind of wish we were still close, but it takes two to tango, and I know I play a role as well in not keeping up that friendship. There was one friend of mine that I tried to I knew I'd kind of just been going through it, and I wasn't kind of just being a super responsive friend, and I reached out, and she was kind of and I'm like, if you're I'm just gonna leave you alone. And that's how I felt. That's the vibe I got, was like. And then she reached out again after the and I was like, kind of side-eyeing, like, okay, when I tried to you were like, so I don't know how to react to that. I'm not sure what's going on here. Like, I don't know. Like, and if I don't really super understand something, I tend to somehow jump into conclusions or being weird. But yeah, so curious to know, why do friendships grow apart? There's this saying, I'm not sure if it's a worldwide proverb, but I know it as an African proverb, where it says 30 children cannot play with each other for 30 years, meaning people will grow apart. Maybe it is just the norm. Maybe that's just the way it is. Like Tupac said, that's just the way it is, So maybe that's just how it is. Share your experiences. I'm curious to know what your friendship stories have been. Is there anybody that you have been super close with, and now you just, you guys just say hi every 2 years, and you just, not that you guys had a fight, or maybe you did have a fight, or maybe something happened that put you off. I don't know. That you look and be like, wow, we actually used to be really close, and now we're not. Alrighty, that's going to be it for today. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. And check out all my shorts. Check me out on social media. Toni Payne Quotes. And don't forget to check out my other channel, Toni Payne. Just type Toni Payne Wildlife and you will find it. But for this one, it's Toni Payne Quotes. And don't forget to pick up my book, my ebook. Download my digital book, 48 life-changing quotes. 48. I'm sorry. Quotes about life. Yeah. I don't know if it's gonna actually change your life, but it will help you put perspective in certain, there's always a quote for somebody. Okay. All right, y'all. Subscribe, like, share, and have a blessed day. Bye.